Just a few weeks ago, I had the pleasure of participating in the reopening of the Long Beach Boardwalk, which had been destroyed after Superstorm Sandy. The reopening was great for our community, but it represented more than just a repaired walkway. It was a sign of the great progress we've made here as New Yorkers in building back better and stronger than even before Sandy hit. It was also a testament to the tremendous help that Long Beach has received from state government. Governor Cuomo has been at the forefront of this effort. He was with us days before the storm, and he's been with us as a constant source of support ever since. He was with us at the reopening ceremony a few weeks ago, where he announced that the state would be stepping in to help Long Beach with the financial cost of replacing the boardwalk with a more expensive but also more storm-resilient wood. This is just one of the latest examples of how we've had unprecedented partnerships with the state government since Governor Cuomo took office. It's truly been outstanding. Today, we have two more great announcements that continue in the trend to further strengthen and improve the Long Beach community for years to come. The governor is here with a transformative project for the long-term improvement of Long Beach. And in just a few minutes, we'll be cutting a ribbon at the newly improved basketball courts at Long Beach's Recreation Center. So without further delay, it's my sincere pleasure to introduce the governor of the great state of New York, Andrew Cuomo.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be back in Long Beach, especially on such a beautiful day. I want to thank Scott Mandel, the City Council President, for all his great work. Times like these really test people, and Scott Mandel has really stepped up to the plate. Let's give him a round of applause. To the City Council who's with us today, to my colleagues from Albany, Assemblyman Harvey Wiesenberg and Senator Dean Skelos, who I'll have the pleasure of introducing in a moment, to the CRZ co-chairs, Joel Crystal and John McNally. It's amazing, but it's been about a year, just over a year since Sandy. And when you drive through Long Beach now, I keep remembering what it looked like and what we went through during Hurricane Sandy, and the progress is really, really amazing. I mean, it was so devastated, and so much has been done so quickly. Over $500 million of government aid has come into Long Beach, believe it or not. Over several hundred businesses have received assistance. Thousands of homeowners have received assistance. The boardwalk is rebuilt, as you heard from Scott, and we had the pleasure of dedicating that a few weeks ago. So, tremendous amount of work done, still more to do, but a tremendous amount of work done. And we also set the bar high, because we said our purpose is not just to rebuild what was, but to build back better. We believe that we will continue to have extreme weather events. We've had a number. It's a global phenomenon. We just saw again another terrible storm in the Philippines. So extreme weather is here to stay. We believe it's going to happen again, and we want to learn from Sandy and actually build Long Beach back better than it was before. And we are doing that. The boardwalk is a metaphor for that. It is a better boardwalk than it was before. But we're also realizing that with extreme weather, we're going to have to redesign what we built, redesign the built space. When we're redoing the boardwalk, you now see walls that are being built, dunes that are being built, which is a smarter way to build than before. One of the really painful lessons is what happened to the critical infrastructure, the electric power, the water treatment plant, the sewage treatment plant. And these systems were damaged and devastated, and they were out for weeks. And they really slowed the overall recovery. If you don't have power, if you don't have water, you can't have the community recover, period, obviously. So we're trying to learn from that. We changed LIPA, Long Island Power Authority, was one of the legacies of Hurricane Sandy. We just brought in a better utility company. We're raising the substations all across Long Island to keep them out of the floods. But Long Beach came up with a proposal that was really ambitious and really aggressive, which they presented to us in Albany a couple of weeks ago. We have a process called the Community Revitalization Zones, and they came up with a truly inspired proposal to protect the infrastructure, which would call for 2,300 feet of bulkheading, on the bay side, and 4,400 feet, I'm sorry, of what's called a Dutch dam. A Dutch dam is the ability to raise a wall in case of a flood or a storm to protect the infrastructure, and the wall would go up about 11 feet. It's called the Dutch dam. 4,400 feet, so it's obviously a massive undertaking and a very large project, but it would protect the infrastructure. It would protect the electrical plants, the water sewage treatment plant. It was an aggressive plan, and it came with an expensive bill, obviously, $12 million to put together the infrastructure. The Community Revitalization Zone is considering this project as part of its overall redevelopment plan for Long Beach. The state said that if Long Beach came up with a good redevelopment plan, we would contribute $25 million towards that plan. This infrastructure plan, $12 million, is just about half of the entire grant that Long Beach would get. I spoke with Joel Crystal, and he was explaining the consternation of the Long Beach community, that they want the infrastructure plan, but there are a lot of other things to do, and it's very expensive, and it would really consume about half of the entire revitalization budget. I spoke with Senator Dean Skelos, who is not only the senator from your district, but he's also my partner overall. He's the head of the Senate, and we've been working together for 3 years, and we discussed this. And on my behalf and behalf of Senator Skelos, we're pleased to announce that the $12 million grant for the infrastructure plan will be on top of the $25 million that the Community Revitalization Zone is going to get. So it's going to be a win-win. You'll have the full $25 million to enact the overall redevelopment plan, and the state will work with the federal government to find the funding for this infrastructure renewal. It is exactly what we were talking about, to build back better. Yes, it was a terrible time. Yes, we went through a lot of pain. Yes, people are still suffering. But at the end of the day, the silver lining will be Long Beach will be a better, stronger, smarter community post-Sandy than it was the day before. And that's what it's all about. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce my friend and my partner in Albany, Senator Dean Skelos.
Thank you very much, Governor, and it's wonderful to join with you today again for good news. And, you know, Governor Cuomo has been here so many times since Sandy, before, during, after, that some of us are wondering whether he has secretly moved into Long Beach and registered here. So we're going to check that out soon. But he's not only moved into Long Beach, he's moved in figuratively to all the communities that have been struck viciously by Sandy and are working diligently every day to rebuild and rebuild better. And the governor has taken the lead, and delighted that he's appointed John Kamen to oversee the efforts here on Long Island metropolitan region. He understands local government. He understands the strain that local government has. He's a great appointment. And we've worked well with the city council, County Executive Mangano, everybody pulling together. Harvey Wiesenberg, my partner in Albany. This is not about Republican or Democrat. This is about working together in a nonpartisan joint way to make sure all of our communities build better and smarter, and that the infrastructure is protected so that the services that people need are there in the event of a future storm. So it is my pleasure to be here and to introduce Joel Crystal. He's the famous of the two brothers. I want to point that out to everybody. In Long Beach, he's the famous of the two brothers. Served on the city council with distinction, loves the city of Long Beach, and continues to work diligently for its revitalization. So it's my pleasure at this time to introduce Joel Crystal. Joel?
Well, I guess I can't complain ever again about going to Albany. On behalf of John McNally and myself, we're the co-chairs of the New York Rising Committee. I was the one who went up to Albany and presented the package to the committee. I'm happy to be here today with so many friends of Long Beach. It's really amazing. And from here, I'm going to introduce my brother at the rec, who's donating 2 wonderful basketball courts. But I wanted to thank especially Governor Cuomo, who's been working nonstop to make sure that we build back from the damage that we incurred. It's hard to believe that it's just been over a year since Sandy hit. And the state has done a tremendous job in helping us rebuild and prepare for the next storm. Ever since the storm hit, the governor has been here for us today, day in and day out. Like Dean said, I have a room in my house ready for you, making sure we get the resources we need to recover, and he's doing it again today by supporting this really important project. When I was in Albany, I described 3 things that happened to me personally in representing the community. The first was that we lost electricity and all communication. The second was that we lost the services of water and sewage. That was dramatic and really delayed the recovery of the individual homeowner and the businesses in our community. Long Beach is a wonderful place. It's going to be better, as the governor said. And to the governor and to Dean and to Harvey, to all the people that I've worked with over the years, both as a teacher and an elected official, thank you on behalf of the city of Long Beach.